it is awesome for those guys to get that. There's always motivation, and I know, Darren Gardner had a really good year as well, and was up there in interceptions and pass breakups and made a lot of big time plays for us. So I know he's going to be striving to try to get that next year.
With a lot of momentum at the end of the season, do you think this long break will affect you guys, good or bad?
Yeah,
this long...
I think that's really on us as coaches. We got to make sure these guys are dialed in and there's no rust. That all comes back to coaching. We got to motivate these guys. We just had a really good practice just now. We're going to practice again tomorrow, but then they go into finals. And you're right, we got to make sure we're not rusty going into that game, and that all comes back to coaching. So as long as we do our job, our guys should be ready to go and play well on the 26th.
When did Sidney start looking to you like an All-Pac-12 type of cornerback?
Ooh, I mean, I've been excited about him since last year. I was really excited. I can't remember exactly which game it was. It was game 3 or game 4 when he became a full-time starter for us as a true freshman. I knew there was something special about him. He works his butt off. He watches extra film with me all the time, works after practice extra, always asks really intelligent questions in the meetings. He makes plays all the time at practice. And if guys make him play in practice, they're going to be making plays in the games. And I'm probably the one to ask because I'm biased. I think he's an excellent player, and I'm glad he's part of our football team.
When you put together your teach tape, how often is it him who you're going to?
There's no doubt. It's him over and over and over. The guys kid him every once in a while and kid me. They've called him Sidney Lake a couple times just because he's kind of like, not necessarily the teacher's pet, but I'm like, hey, this is how you do it. This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do a really good job of this certain bump coverage that we teach, here is example A, and it's usually Sidney. So, but that's awesome. It's awesome. It goes back to his work ethic, how hard he's worked to put himself in this position, and now I know he's not settling. He's ready to get better and hone in his craft and get better.
We can watch him and know that he's good because the passes that get thrown his way don't get completed very often. But from a more technical football standpoint, is there something about the way he plays that maybe the average fan or the casual fan wouldn't pick up on that makes him so good?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. His route recognition, he's running the route for the receiver before the guy's even breaking. Off his film study from splits to the formation they're in. And then once he sees it, his burst and his athleticism that gets him to the ball so quick, he's so technically sound. And then his toughness. He is a tough young man. He'll get a couple balls caught on him. It doesn't matter. He just moves on next play, and then he'll get an interception for a touchdown. He's just that type of player.
Is there anything in particular that he's considerably better at this year than he was last year, or is it all just kind of go back to experience?
I think his feet have become better and better. When I say his feet, his shuffle agilities, which I call shuffle agilities, they've become better and better. And that's something that we work on every single day. He's able to mirror wide receivers' steps, whether it's an outside break or inside break. He does a really good job of staying in front of them. And so I think that has gotten better from week in and week out. But there's still a ways to go, and he knows that. And as he gets stronger and as he gets bigger, he's still only a true sophomore. He's got a really high ceiling.